Jujutsu Kaisen is more than just a dark shōnen. It's a mix of brutal fights, chilling curses, hidden mythology, and characters who constantly test the boundaries of strength and morality. Today, we'll explore Sukuna's craziest feats, the most insane battles in the series, hidden Japanese myth references, the strongest characters, and just how overpowered Gojo Satoru really is. Plus, we'll dive into some theories and details you might have missed. Let us begin then. Sukuna's most insane feats. Ryomen Sukuna isn't just the king of curses. He's a force of pure destruction, embodying everything terrifying about cursed energy. Let's explore his most jaw-dropping feats so far. Effortless domination over special grades. Remember Jogo, a curse feared by many? Sukuna didn't just win. He literally toyed with him like it was nothing. His fire arrow technique, summoned almost casually, erased Jogo in an instant, proving that Sukuna doesn't even need to be serious to obliterate top-tier enemies. Possessing Megumi's body, one of Sukuna's most sinister displays of power wasn't just raw destruction, but psychological domination. With a single command, he hijacked Megumi's body, unleashing chaos and slaughter innocent people without any hesitation. This wasn't strength, it was sheer malevolence. Domain expansion. Malevolent shrine. Unlike most sorcerers whose domains are closed barriers, Sukuna's is open. This means his slashing attacks can extend for kilometers, cutting through thousands like divine punishment raining from the heavens. His technique doesn't just trap opponents, it makes escape fundamentally impossible. The fight with Mahoraga. Mahoraga is said to be the ultimate adaptive Shikigami, able to counter any attack given enough time. Yet Sukuna's mastery and overwhelming skill allowed him to dominate, showcasing how even the ultimate adaptation wasn't enough. And the scariest part, we have only seen fragments of Sukuna's full potential. With his true power returning, the question isn't if he'll cause devastation, it's how much of the world will be left standing afterward. The most insane battles in Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has given us some of the most cinematic, high-stakes battles in anime history. Let's count down the most insane ones so far. Number 5. Yuji and Todo vs Hanami. An unlikely duo turned legendary team-up. Yuji's raw determination combined with Todo's boogie-woogie technique created a rhythm of pure chaos, turning the battle into a spectacle of martial arts choreography and cursed energy explosions. Hanami never stood a chance against such synergy. Number 4. Gojo vs Jogo. This was the moment fans realized Gojo wasn't just strong, he was on a different plane of existence. Jogo, a special grade curse, thought he was superior, but Gojo treated the battle as if it were a lesson. From casually removing his blindfold to unleashing infinite void, this wasn't a fight, it was a demonstration of dominance. Number 3. Sukuna vs Mahoraga. This fight wasn't just about power, it was about a legend meeting another legend. Mahoraga's ability to adapt should have made him unstoppable, but Sukuna's ruthless ingenuity and overwhelming curse techniques proved otherwise. The clash felt like witnessing two natural disasters colliding. Number 2. Toji vs Gojo and Geto. The sorcerer killer himself, Toji Fushiguro, redefined what it meant to fight without cursed energy. With nothing but weapons, reflexes, and sheer combat instinct, he dismantled two of Jujutsu High's strongest, leaving audiences stunned. This battle showed that sometimes, pure skill can rival even the most overpowered abilities. Number 1. Gojo vs Sukuna. The ultimate showdown. The strongest sorcerer versus the king of curses. This wasn't just hype. It was the culmination of centuries of power, ideology, and destiny colliding. The sheer scale of destruction, the psychological tension, and the godlike moves etched this battle as one of anime's all-time greats. The hidden Japanese mythology behind Jujutsu Kaisen. One of the reasons Jujutsu Kaisen feels so layered is because of its roots in Japanese mythology and folklore. Let's uncover some of the most fascinating influences. Sukuna's mythological roots. Ryomen Sukuna is based on a real figure from the Nihon Shoki, Chronicles of Japan. Described as a two-faced, four-armed monster who defied the emperor, he was both feared and revered. The anime reimagines him as the ultimate curse, keeping his duality of hero or villain alive in myth and fiction alike. Megumi Shikigami. Each of Megumi's summons ties directly to spiritual lore. Nu represents divine thunderbirds, while Mahoraga connects to the Buddhist wheel of samsara, symbolizing endless adaptation and rebirth. Even the divine dogs recall Shinto guardian spirits, bridging myth and battle in modern storytelling. Master Tengen's Buddhist ties. Tengen's immortal, monk-like form mirrors the Buddhist pursuit of transcendence beyond life and death. His state of being is eerily similar to the concept of Soka-Shinbutsu, monks who sought enlightenment by mummifying themselves while alive, achieving an eternal spiritual form. The layers of curses themselves. curses in the series reflect human emotions given form, deeply tied to Japanese folklore, where yokai and oni are born from negative emotions and fears. This makes every curse in Jujutsu Kaisen not just a monster, but a reflection of humanity's darker side. The most overpowered characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. Now let's talk about sheer strength. The characters who define power in this universe. Gojo Satoru, with limitless and 6 eyes, Gojo isn't just a sorcerer, he's untouchable. His infinity technique creates an impenetrable barrier, while hollow purple erases everything in its path. To face Gojo is to face inevitability. Ryomen Sukuna, even a fraction of his power terrifies the strongest sorcerers. Now that he's reclaiming his full form, Sukuna has cemented himself as a godlike presence, capable of reshaping the battlefield with a flick of his hand. Yuta Okosu, the successor to Gojo. With Rika by his side and the ability to copy cursed techniques, Yuta represents limitless potential. His growth curve is terrifying, and his loyalty makes him just as dangerous as his strength. Toji Fushiguro, proof that talent and skill can rival cursed techniques. Toji's physicality, speed, and mastery of weapons allowed him to defeat enemies who should have been impossible to overcome. Kenjaku, the puppet master of history. His ability to transfer his brain into new hosts, manipulate curses, and plan for centuries makes him an existential threat not just in strength, but in influence. His true endgame is still shrouded in mystery. And here's a theory: some fans believe that Yuta, not Yuji, might be the true, chosen one to rival Sukuna in the end. After all, he's Gojo's student and possesses powers that could potentially surpass even him. Whether that comes true remains to be seen. How powerful is Satoru Gojo? Satoru Gojo isn't just powerful, he's redefining what power even means in shōnen anime. Many fans call him the strongest sorcerer alive, and for good reason. Let's break it down in detail. 1. The limitless, infinity in action. Gojo's inherited technique, limitless, doesn't just defend him, it manipulates reality itself. By manifesting infinity between himself and his opponent, anything that tries to touch him slows infinitely as it approaches. To the attacker, it looks like they're getting closer, but they never actually reach him. This makes him virtually untouchable, and it's not just defense. By refining limitless, he can use devastating offensive variations such as blue, cursed technique lapse, creates a vacuum, pulling everything toward a single point with irresistible force. Red, cursed technique reversal, the opposite of blue, pushing everything away with explosive destructive power. Purple, hollow technique, the ultimate combination of the two, erasing anything in its path from existence itself. 2. The 6 eyes, perfect efficiency. 6 eyes is what elevates Gojo from strong to unstoppable. With it, his perception of cursed energy is absolute. He can see every movement of energy around him in perfect detail. But more importantly, 6 eyes reduces his cursed energy consumption to nearly zero. This means he can maintain limitless and other techniques indefinitely without tiring, giving him an endurance, an advantage over every opponent. Most sorcerers run out of cursed energy eventually, but not Gojo. 3. Domain expansion, infinite void. Gojo's domain, unlimited void, is arguably one of the most powerful abilities in the series. When activated, his opponent's mind is overwhelmed by infinite information. In other words, their senses are paralyzed, their body cannot move, and their will is crushed under endless knowledge they can't process. Even a fraction of a second inside is enough to incapacitate most opponents permanently. Against ordinary sorcerers, it's essentially an instant win condition. 4. Real battle feats. Against Jogo, a special grade curse considered disaster level, Gojo didn't even break a sweat. He treated the fight as a teaching moment for Yuji, casually dismantling Jogo's strongest attacks. During the Shibuya incident, Gojo fought hundreds of transfigured humans and high-grade curses simultaneously, all while avoiding harming civilians. His precision was surgical and godlike. Even when ambushed, Gojo's presence alone forced his enemies to spend years planning how to contain him, because killing him outright seemed impossible. 5. Weaknesses and vulnerabilities. No character is without flaws. Gojo's power makes him a target. Enemies can't overpower him directly, so they attack him psychologically or strategically, by going after those he protects. His immense strength also isolates him emotionally, leaving him somewhat alienated from ordinary sorcerers who can't comprehend the scale of his abilities. In fact, his imprisonment in the prison realm proves that raw power alone isn't always enough when the enemy plays smarter. 6. Comparisons and fan theories. Fans often debate, is Gojo the strongest character in all of anime? He's frequently compared to characters like Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden, Aizen from Bleach, or even Saitama from One Punch Man. While these comparisons are subjective, Gojo stands out for how his powers bend not just strength, but the laws of reality. There's also a fascinating theory that Gojo represents balance. His existence forces the return of Sukuna, the king of curses, as a natural counter. In other words, Gojo may not be just a character, he's a narrative necessity to keep the Jujutsu world from tilting too far towards safety. 7. The paradox of absolute power. So, how powerful is Satoru Gojo? Strong enough that the story itself had to remove him temporarily to allow the plot to progress. In universe, he's a shield so strong that humanity feels safe as long as he's free. Out of universe, his overwhelming dominance risks making every other fight feel irrelevant. Gojo's strength, then, is both his blessing and his curse. He's untouchable in combat, but it may be that his power is the very reason fate put enemies like Sukuna and Kenjaku in his path. And if you enjoyed the video, then don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.